Hey guys, welcome back. Oh my gosh. I just finished watching the first episode of Stranger Things season 4 episode 1. This thing was I've been prolonging it because of just work and stuff, but oh my gosh. It's such a good series. Okay. So this is going to be a spoiler review. So if you don't want to know, click off right now because in 3, 2, 1, you had your point. I mean, you had your time. All right. So this starts off. Well, it added like a recap. So I did watch the recap to jog my memory of stuff that happened and to see where it was going to carry on. Um, I don't think it really says how much time really passed. At least not like it didn't say like 3 years or 2 months or whatever. We get the time difference from Elle, aka Jane, writing to Mike, or at least like she narrating what she wants to say to Mike. So we're just assuming that she's writing a letter to him, and I think she said it was like 153 days or something like that. So we know it's been almost a year. I mean, not almost a year. Sorry, but brain. It's been almost 4 months since I said a year because of something else happened. Hold on, but it's been about like 4 months since they moved. So the year thing happened because I guess that happens a little bit later. But basically, we get introduced of where the characters are at this point. So Elle is telling us that Joyce got a new job that she likes, and at first we're led to believe that everything's happy-go-lucky, but it's later down the line you see that Elle actually lied to Mike, it seems, or at least there's some lies in there. She's saying she's getting good grades, she has lots of friends, stuff like that, and she doesn't. Her only friend is Will, and it shows her and Will talking. I mean, not talking, but walking down the hall together, and she thinks someone's waving at her, and they're actually waving at someone behind her, and we just see that she's like she felt embarrassed, it seemed, and then like Will saw that, so like they looked at each other and then kept on walking. And apparently Jonathan is going through some things as well because he's taking up smoking pot. And um, let's see, Will has taken up painting, and he won't let Elle see them. So we don't. And she said like there's something going on with him, but she's not sure what. So a couple of things went down my head, on my head at the first jump. Um, it could be that he is having visions of the upside down world. It could be that maybe he's having dreams or whatever of like death, murder, or whatever, and he thinks he might be going crazy, so he doesn't want to say nothing. He thinks there's something wrong with him. He's not like visions, but like just nightmares of death and stuff like that, like after effects of the mind flare. Maybe we don't know. It could be that like maybe he likes Elle. They've been living together for a bit. Maybe he likes Elle. That was one, and another one that went in my head is maybe he likes Mike. And I say that like maybe he's actually gay, and I say that because of the recap, because I didn't really remember every single detail, but in the recap, it at one point it covered how Will wanted to pretty much still do the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and he felt left out because Mike and the others have gotten girlfriends. So it could be that he had a crush or has a crush on Mike, and what he was drawing is Mike. That's just a possibility. I'm not saying that um, that's what it is, or I'm saying that's a possibility. Now, if I called it, if that's what it is, because if you think about it, all of the other guys that were in like the group got girlfriends or had girlfriends that season or last season. So like Dustin, Mike, and Lucas, they all had girlfriends in season 3, and he was the only one who didn't. Now it's not because he had to have a girlfriend. That's not it. and we also know that like he, out of all of them, he suffered the most. He was in the Upside Down, and then after that, he was still suffering from the Upside Down because he was infected by the Mind Flayer. So it's not like he's gonna have time to really think about girls and stuff like that. But there was a scene in this episode where a girl in his class put like her foot on his while in class. It was like kind of like doing footsies type thing, and he moved his foot away. So that's one of the things that I thought, that either he likes someone, like he already likes a girl, like maybe Elle. Two, he just going through things to where he doesn't want to really even think about a relationship because of the losses he has, or I don't know, depression or post-traumatic stress disorder. It could have been any of those things, or it could be that he's just not into girls. So those were some possibilities that I thought of that. And we see that Elle is actually being bullied by a popular girl and some guys in the class. And while she was giving her speech in class about her hero, who is her dad, Hopper, the popular girl, I forgot her name, she, Bethany or something, I don't know. She interrupted and said, "Oh, I thought it was supposed to be a historical hero," and then I was like, "He is a hero. He saved people from a fire," and she started to like break down a little bit because, like, one, she's being bullied by this girl in class. Two, this is bringing back memories of Hopper, who in her head is dead. So, but we know he's alive, but no one else do, until later on in the episode, Joyce gets a doll from Russia. She calls the reporter guy, and he instructs her to break it open to see if there's anything inside of it. But he told her to pretty much get a rope and a paint bucket to drop it on it in case there was a bomb in it or anything like that. So when she breaks it, there's a letter in there that says, and I didn't read everything because of how the screen was, but the top of it says "Hop alive." So then she starts tearing up, and that's the only thing that we saw. That, like, we don't know if she told the reporter guy. He was on the phone, but she wasn't responding to him because she dropped the phone when she went to go open the letter. So and that's just episode 1. So they automatically know now, at least she does, that Hop is alive, or at least someone is telling her that Hop is alive. So I wonder if she's gonna tell Elle about the note in the next episode, or is she gonna first do more research with the reporter guy before telling Elle, so that she doesn't give Elle false hope. I mean, she seems to believe it because she starts to, like, like you see the emotions like when she read that. Let's see. Oh, Lucas and Max broke up. She broke up with him. She seems to be going through depression and post-traumatic stress disorder as well, PTSD. Her stepdad left them, and her mom has been drinking and has been working 2 jobs, from what Max said when she was in, I guess you could say therapy, but it was her guidance counselor. Max is more closed off to where when she's walking around, she'll be listening to music on a headset, and Lucas is on the basketball team, but he hasn't been playing. He's just been on the bench. So while they're supposed to have like this tournament thing for the basketball team, that night he was also supposed to have a D&D game night with Mike, Dustin, and new high school friends of theirs. And he was like, well, I want to do this because I'm tired of being a loser. I want to be popular and just have it, stop feeling like a loser. So he asked Dustin and Mike to ask the head guy of the D&D group that they're in now, if they could postpone it, or just at least just until the game's over. So they go and ask the guy, and he pretty much tells them, nah, like, just get someone else, a substitute. So we see scenes of Dustin and Mike going around high school asking different people, who all say no. So Dustin thought of an idea, and they run to the middle school because they couldn't find no one in high school, and they get Lucas' sister to come and play, and she joins their campaign, and we see scenes between the game and the campaign, and Lucas actually was put in the game because someone got hurt. So he makes the game-winning shot, and he has no one there, like none of his close friends there rooting for him. So that hurt. That really hurt. Like, cause he invited Max to go, she didn't want to go, so she gave him back the ticket. Said no. He wanted his Mike and Dustin to be there, and he thought they were going to be there, and they were at the D&D campaign. So, because he did look up and he didn't see no one there, like in the seat that he thought that they would be at. So after the game, and they exit the gym and stuff, he looks at a door as it opens, and it was Mike, his sister, Dustin, and the others from the campaign, and you can see that he felt sad about it. But then another basketball player came and was like, "Hey man, let's go," like, cause they're gonna go celebrate, party. And we see that there was issues between Nancy and Jonathan, both in their respective schools. So Jonathan is talking to his new friend, and Nancy's talking to, I guess, the photographer, as she's the editor at her school newspaper. So they're both saying reasons why they're not going to see each other on spring break, whereas Mike is supposed to go see Elle. So that's why he can't really be up that late, because he has to take a 6:30 a.m. flight. And what else? Nancy was supposed to go originally as well, but she couldn't. And the photographer asked Nancy, "Well, why isn't Jonathan coming over here then?" And then she explained that he's waiting for his his acceptance letter for the college that they both want to go together. So there's issues there. It's possibly because Jonathan doesn't. Well, we already knew that Jonathan viewed that he wasn't good enough for her, because she's from a more wealthy family, whereas he's not. So she's over here is capable of going to a well-off school, not just for her grades, but because her family could afford it. Whereas he's struggling to make the grades, it seems. I don't know if he's struggling, but like he might not be able to afford it, at least. But yeah, there seem to be issues there. There's I guess the most popular girl in Hawken High, a cheerleader. She seems to be seeing and hearing things throughout the episode. And at one point she is in the woods and she sees a clock that's just ticking, and it was like in the tree, like a big old-fashioned clock. And she gets snapped out of it by the D&D leader guy meeting her there to sell her weed. And she, like, they have like a moment of where like they kind of like bond, because they knew each other from before, like school and stuff. So like I think middle school. So they kind of hit it off a little bit, and she asks him if he has anything stronger. So later in the episode, Max sees her and the guy go into his trailer, which is like right across from hers, or like in the same neighborhood as hers. So she was able to visually see it. And while in there, he starts to look for the drug that she wanted, and she starts to hallucinate where she's seeing things, and it pretty much looks like she is being haunted by Freddy Krueger. Oh, my memory's about to die, but pretty much the episode ends with her dying because the mind flare in her mind kills her, and she's like floating on the roof and her body's cracking, and the guy's just screaming, and that's literally where it ends. And I'm just freaking out. I'm about to get into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment down in the section below, let me know what you thought of this episode. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, I'm out.